No? Very well. It is your decision.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
One hopes these carts offer comfort commensurate to their cost.
Goblins! What rotten luck! We've need of your aid again, sir.
We've got goblins!
Leave it to me.
You've been doused in oil! You must steer clear of fire!
Prepare yourself!
Seems we drove them off. You've my thanks for aiding us. Vernworth isn't far from here. Will you join us the rest of the way? All right. Into the ox cart, then.
I was informed of your coming would be arisen.
Captain Brandt, this individual summoned a pawn through a rift stone. Several witnesses can attest to it. Though I admit I had my doubts at first, 'twould seem this is no mere deceiver.
This one's not a bad sort. Saved our hides on the way here.
As decreed by the great will of our world, there can only be one arisen. That arisen now resides within the palace. Indeed, he is our sovereign and the rightful ruler of Vermont. It follows, therefore, that this ruffian before us is naught but a pretender. You must submit to questioning. If you value your life, you will not attempt to flee. I shall conduct the interrogation myself. Stand watch outside. I beg your forgiveness for my insolence, Your Majesty. If the Queen Regent had learned of your existence, I fear your life would have been in peril. I had no choice but to treat you as a pretender, lest my actions draw suspicion from watchful eyes. Then you have truly lost your memory? In that case, mayhap I ought to explain the situation before we proceed. You, and no other, are the sovereign, the only legitimate ruler of this kingdom. Some days passed. You confronted the dragon in the village of Melv, whereupon you became arisen. The people rejoiced, for our true liege had finally appeared, ending Vermund's long years of council rule. Yet, not all celebrated your coming. Your arrival would have robbed the Queen Regent Disa of everything. During the time of the previous council, she acted as a queen in her own right, ruling the palace as she saw fit. And just after the council's passing, when 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found. To Disa, your Majesty's very existence is naught but an obstacle to her own family's continued prosperity. The assassination of the Arisen is an impossible feat for mortal hands. Thus, Disa chose to abduct your Majesty while you recovered from your wounds, in order to rob you of your memory with a fell curse and sell you to Batal as a slave. Following that, she prepared a replacement to serve as the sovereign in your stead, a mere puppet. However, with your Majesty returned, I have no intention of twiddling my thumbs as Disa plays her games. I shall devise some plans to further our cause. Pray, visit me a night in the tavern that we might discuss them. This one's cleared of all suspicion, and has my permission to remain in the capital. You are to trouble the good sir no further. Are we clear?
I'd sooner stay out. Where it possible.
Off to market I go.
Pray forgive me, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Consign it! Get back here! You there! Did you see an urchin in a cap run past just now? Can you tell me which way he went? Many thanks. I'll catch that wretch yet.
You're a kind one, aren't you? 'Twould seem I am in your debt. In fact, there's aught I would ask of you if you've the time to spare.
Aha! There you are!
Oh, apologies, but our chat will have to wait. Till next we meet. Farewell.
What to look forward to, but a long day of work.
Not for it, but to cut my teeth in a real battle.
You don't know a town.
Wonder what room it is.
Pray, allow me to open yon chest.
Welcome to the Star Drop Inn. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup to start you off? Always a pleasure. Well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares all you need.
Your Majesty, your timing is impeccable. I just thought to call for you. 'Tis not a matter for prying ears. Pray, let us speak out here.
Fine wares all
Puts me in the mood for a snack. That's yours, Dad. Left in the pantry.
As I informed you when last we spoke, the palace is filled with the Queen Regent's sycophants. Should Disa denounce your Majesty as a false arisen, few would elect to doubt her. Yet if we are to prove your identity, I believe there is no occasion more suitable than the coronation. It was delayed so that the sovereign, that is, the false arisen, could convalesce in the palace, but the date has now been set. The central players in the court ought all be in attendance. It would be a fine opportunity to display your Majesty's power. None would be able to deny that you are the true arisen then. There is a problem, however. Entry to such an event is limited to the chosen few. Only select members of the nobility and citizens who have contributed greatly to Vermont's continued prosperity will be granted entry. If your Majesty is to be counted among them, you will need to attend to a number of tasks. Pray, allow me to summarize them for you. The citizenry have called upon my soldiers to cull monsters that plague the land. I dare say, 'twould be a fine contribution were you to accomplish these tasks unaided. What say you? Might I ask for your cooperation in this matter? I thank you, Your Majesty. There are 3 locales that have seen significant trouble of late. The first is Trevo Mine, to the northwest. We've had reports of goblins swarming in great numbers. Next is Half Village, west of Vernworth. I believe soldiers have already been dispatched to cull an infestation of saurians there. Finally, There is a call for someone to locate a group of soldiers tasked with delivering freight. They were last seen crossing the second bridge on the eastern edge of Vermont.
Tis our duty to bring the beasts low.
There is much we ought to tend to if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. You will need to infiltrate the palace to gather evidence of Deezer's misdeeds. I hesitate to ask something so dangerous of you, yet I fear we have few other options. I have attempted to do the same through my own channels for now, though I have yet to uncover so much as a whisper of her plots. Would that I could undertake the task myself, but my station prohibits me from reckless action. What say you, Your Majesty? Might I ask this task of you? I shall ensure that the door to the Queen Regent's office is open between midnight and dawn. Pray use that time to conduct your investigation.
Here. If you please.
There is much we ought to tend to if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is but one who I have no doubt will lend his support to your Majesty's cause. I refer to Waldar, a magistrate. Many a time has Deezer demanded Waldor amend the code of Vermont to her own benefit. And many a time has the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. As a result, he now sits in a cell beneath the palace. Our laws dictate that your Majesty is our rightful ruler. Thus, as the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, I'm quite confident that Waldor will be willing to vouch for your Majesty. What say you? Might you be willing to aid me in arranging the magistrate's release? I've prepared a means for you to enter the palace dungeons. Pray, take this. This mission demands the utmost secrecy. Prithee be cautious, Your Majesty. Should you be discovered, I will be unable to lend aught in the way of aid.
Follow me.
There is much we ought to tend to if we are to strengthen your Majesty. Do not forget that we work to serve the citizenry.
If I were your master, I'd not leave this unread.
Welcome to the Star Drop Inn. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup to stop? Always a pleasure.
Gather round! Treat! your ears to a tale by a master storyteller.
Wait, we've got to keep moving.
You wish me to return? At once, Master. A forgotten rift stone we've not discovered lies nearby. 'Tis this way, as I recall, from my last sojourn beyond the rift. Follow me, then. Unless you doubt my sense of direction. Our road was a long one, but here we are at last. Where to next? I suppose the location nearest here would be a good place to start. The soldiers delivering freight were last espied near Vermund's eastern edge.
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. In battle, I shall follow your lead and prioritize support.
The time of our parting has come. Thank you for everything, Arisen.
'Twill be an honor to serve by your side.
It is about time we pressed on, wouldn't you say, Master?
We have found a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time. Goblins, Master!
Leave it to me.
That was well fought. There's no one standing who might say otherwise.
No doubt this triumph will spur us into the next. No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say. not live to regret this.
Now seems a fine time to sort through your belongings, Master.
If you feel overburdened, mayhap I could carry some things for you.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
No harm in picking a few. I shan't allow any further harm to come to you.
I hope you weren't expecting mercy. Traveling beyond the rim, I came upon a cave whose secrets you have yet to discover. It is nearby. Should you lead the way?
Not bad.
Think nothing of it.
Splendid. I'll go in a... open the chest.
I shall guide us to our nearest destination. The soldiers delivering freight were last espied near Vermund's eastern edge. That's not far from here.
We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged.
We're under attack! Focus your strength, Arisen!
Feast your eyes on this. Look at it. The beast can scarce stand. Well. I should strike what to send it gazing skyward.
Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall.
This is rather thrilling. I shall guide us to our nearest destination. The soldiers delivering freight were last espied near Vermund's eastern edge. That's not far from here.
We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged. I'd wager there's ought to be found here.
Let us ponder how best to proceed.
Walls draw near!
'Tis weak to fire.
Here, if you please. We've
Another statue.
Protect the shipment! Steel yourselves! Cut the fiends down! Don't let them touch the shipment!
Please! How did this happen? We must defend the cargo!
They're a tenacious lot.
I cannot fault your prowess.
nice of you to say so.
Well, sir. One of us has been drenched.
I thank you for coming to our aid. That was a tight spot you saved us from. And what luck! Nary a scratch on the wares to show for it.
My talents lie in combining materials, and I'll use those in my possession to craft things for you in my spare time.
Could you come over here? Do try to keep me in your sights, Master. I shan't lead you astray.
We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations. Follow me.
This one's shaking.
You want to avoid its aerial charge. Key is not to let the fleet damage inside even for a moment. Strike hard enough. You might not have to use fire.
Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall.
I will leave. Hang in there, Master. I am coming to assist.
Well done. Our foe carefully to determine our best strategy here.
the one who enrages this foe would only make it more of a threat.
How are we meant to attack it without angering it?
This can't be happening.
How dare you?
Fire upon you!
I'm unsure how best.
Pray, allow me to open yon chest.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
No harm in bringing it here.
Dare I say it, we trounced our foe well and true.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes.